After the release in 2016, Stranger Things went on to become one of the most popular series on Netflix. The science fiction drama combines 80s nostalgia with pop culture references. The plot follows a group of kids who investigate the supernatural events that take place around their small town of Hawkins, Indiana. Our next guest was cast as the younger sister to Erica Sinclair. Her scene-stealing one-liners helped her go from annoying little sister to part of the main cast.
You're all so nerdy, it makes me physically ill.
Aren't you too old to be playing with toys?
Are you claustrophobic?
I don't have phobias.
Well, what's the problem?
The problem is, I still haven't heard what's in this for Erica. Just so you nerds are aware, if I'm not home for Uncle Jack's party tomorrow and my mom finds out you three are responsible, she's gonna hunt you down.
Erica? What the hell is that?
A deadly weapon. Could be useful.
Who are you?
Erica Sinclair, who are you?
I'm gonna die, but you don't.
All right, from locally produced short films to the TV screen and silver screen, and now we can add her to the roster for the Houston Astros, at least for a little bit. She's on home base with us this morning. Good morning, Priah Ferguson.
Good morning.
All right, before we go any further, I'd ask you if you'd been to Houston before. You said yes. That's because, so say good morning.
Good morning, Houston. Yes, I have been to Houston before. I actually have family out here. My cousin and my auntie, they live in Pearland, so I have been out here to visit.
Yeah, and speaking of family, I heard you have another family member named Dino.
Yes, I do. Dino, my bearded dragon.
Okay, listen, I've been known to be a matchmaker in the past, and this is Tina. This is our bearded dragon, and I've been trying to fix her up with somebody because she gets bored. She would like to date, so maybe we can just get them together at some point.
Yeah, Dino's real chill, so when they hook up, I feel like it would be a perfect match.
Dino and Tina. There we go. All right. Priah, born in Atlanta, you're now, what, 15 years old?
Yes.
Okay. You were motivated to act when watching other movies, and some of those other movies included things like Daddy's Little Girl and Crooklyn.
Yes, I love those movies. I like seeing myself in those movies, and that made me want to act. And I would always, like, my 5-year-old mindset when watching those movies was, how did they get into TV?
Yeah.
I want to do that. My mom was like, oh, well, they're acting. So I was like, oh, that's what I wanted to do. And as I did my research about it, and my mom did my research.
At 5 years old, you were doing your research about it?
I was, because I was so passionate about it. It was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in the TV.
But what's so cool about that, though, is that there are a lot of people who say they want to do something, but they stop right there.
Yeah.
You said, I want to, now how can I go about it? And then your parents facilitated that for you because they put you in an atmosphere where you could learn about the craft.
Yes, they did. I always had like an outgoing personality, so a lot of people would say, you need to put her in acting, you need to put her in acting. At first, they were skeptical. My parents were a bit skeptical, but they knew it was something I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And as I went into, as I did acting classes, they saw it was a gift. And, they kind of took on it and like trusted me to do it, or
well, those classes paid off too, and so did your passion. You started in locally produced short and independent films, which people come to me all the time saying, I want to break into the business, and the way to break into the business is to do the craft first. Sometimes people want to start at the end and not enjoy the beginning, right? So you did those locally produced films, which really tested your acting skills, and then you were in the episode of Donald Glover's Atlanta and Civil War drama Mercy Street. So you started building a resume early on. How did the casting for Stranger Things happen?
Well, it's funny because like a month before I got the audition, I was watching the show and I was like, oh, this is a cool show to be on. But because I wasn't a big horror person, I was scared. But I know my dad and my little sister, they were huge fans of it. Like a month later, I got the audition and I went to my coach because I knew it was a big show and I wanted it to look nice and professional. And although it was a teaser script, I knew it was for Stranger Things, but it was a teaser script and it was supposed to be a co-star. I still wanted to give my best work. And I auditioned for it and I was left on hold about, I think, a week later or 2 weeks later, and then I got home off the bus one day and my mom told me I had butt it, and I was jumping on the couch.
Yeah, that is so cool. But there's another lesson in there too. It's like a smaller role that you applied for, but when you put your best foot forward, you see what happens, because you grew from being kind of that annoying little sister that we said that would show up every now and then, and now you're front and center.
Yeah, yes, it's a blessing.
Yeah, it's a blessing, but it's also, and it's easy for you to say it's a blessing, but it also is a great work ethic, which you've learned early on at that ripe old age of 15, right? All right, so it's a massive hit, and a lot of times when you're in something like this, you're enjoying your work. You don't realize the kabillion people who are also enjoying the work. So how have you handled all of a sudden when you're at the local mall, they're like, oh, look, it's Priah, oh my gosh, it's Priah.
It's crazy because before season 4 had dropped, I wasn't getting noticed that much, but I think that's also because I looked a lot younger. And
you're in that growing phase right now. Yeah.
When season 4 dropped, it took like two years to film. No, when season 3 dropped, it took 2 years to film like season 4 because of COVID,
we have a delay.
Like that, right? So I kind of grew in that time period. So a lot of people didn't notice me, but now when I go out, I was at the Juneteenth festival the other day, and I got noticed a lot. And even when I'm out with my friends, like I was at Six Flags the other day, and I got noticed quite a bit more. So it's kind of hard for me to hide it, no matter how much I change, like my hairstyle.
Right. Yeah, trust me. Someone recognized me. It was nighttime, and I had tinted windows. I was like, really? Right? But you have to balance that. You tried to keep things kind of normal for a while in school, for example, but that had to change.
Yes, I go to public school, so that kind of gives me a balance. But also, it gives me a balance, but it's kind of like a new school for me, a new environment, because it's not the school I'm supposed to be going for. I kind of switched schools just because of the film program there. So that was a little bit different for me to adjust, because the kids there, they didn't really grow up with me, and they just looked at me, oh, a celebrity coming to the school. So, but I act nothing like Erica, or like I look at myself as a celebrity a little bit.
So a little Erica, you sassy. You're sassy. You got a little sassy like Erica, right? Which, by the way, you're going to embrace your nerdiness though in season 4, and so your character is continuing to evolve and grow. Okay, so Bold Honey, you have your own production company already?
Yes, I do. Bold Honey is a company that centers young Black girls and girls of color as well. I'm working on a few stuff that hopefully should be,
not hopefully, it will be. We're going to declare it right now. You're in town because you will be throwing the first pitch at the Houston Astros game tomorrow night, which the theme is Stranger Things.
Yes.
You've been practicing?
A little bit, but I'm not that athletic, so I'm gonna do my best.
We'll work on it. We're gonna work on it. Okay, so as we mentioned, Priah will be throwing the first pitch at tomorrow's Astro game. You can also catch her in Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1, now streaming on Netflix. Volume 2 will be released on July 1st. We'll be right back.